I'm really excited to share with you a few recipes, a selection from my repertoire, from the Pure Baby book. They might also be on my Pure Cooks training online course. My two children really like these recipes, and just an aside to excuse my bump, because the third is on its way imminently. So we're going to kick off with brown rice sushi, which is one of my two little girls' favourites. And I really like offering it to them because it's a great combination. You've got this brown whole grain, offering all that nutrition, plus bonus nutrition from your nori sea vegetable. And then obviously you can put any filling inside. So you could have a plant protein inside. They like it with avocado, cucumber. It just feels like a really nice snack or whole meal in itself. And I serve it to them as a roll so they can just bite into it. I've soaked 1 cup of brown rice overnight. You don't need to soak it if you hadn't thought about it in advance. I'm going to get rid of the soaking water and put fresh water on. By the way, this is a pressure cooker, one of my favourite devices. They're a bit archaic, but it does save a huge amount of time on the cooking for grains and beans as well. This is 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of water with a pinch of salt. And the brown whole grain obviously has this outer layer and brown and germ intact, and they offer a whole host of nutrition which is polished off in the white grain. Other whole grains are millet, it's another nice gluten-free grain, rye, amaranth, quinoa, barley. So you can introduce your children to a whole host of grains. So this is in the pressure cooker. It's going to come up to the right heat and then cook in about half an hour. Our rice should be ready now. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks great. So it is easiest to do this when the rice is warm and kind of malleable. Right now it's very hot, it's steaming. It's nice, it's a really nice consistency for sushi because it's sticky. Yeah. So I've got the nori seaweed. For children, I like to halve it along the kind of landscape way. And then it's the smooth side down, right at the edge of your sushi mat. And I've started getting my two to do this actually themselves. Putting the rice on is quite fun and sticky and messy. And you don't want to be too generous with your rice so you've got enough space to roll it. But I guess what I want to show is that it doesn't have to be a whole full-on activity for you or them. Nori also, by the way, makes such a great snack. You just carry that around in your bag, and when they need a snack, they're just like biting into this and eating it really. And that can start from babies with the weaning too, because it's a really nice way to add the first kind of salty flavour. And it's abundant in minerals and nutrition. Today I'm using avocado. You could use whatever your children really like. Cucumber, pickles they might like. You could put leftovers inside, noodles, beans, so to make it a really substantial meal or snack. This is the bit they're going to love, is the rolling. So I'm aiming to get this end to just after the rice stops. I put a little dab of water down the edge. And I offer this to the children as a whole roll, yeah? Because it's easier. It saves the whole cutting. If it's portable, you can wrap that up and take that with you. And then they can just bite into it. But accompanying the sushi roll is the dipping sauce, which they will equally like. This is probably not for babies, but for toddlers, This is shoyu, a nice quality shoyu, like the soy sauce. I'm going to combine that with a drop of sweet rice vinegar and a drop of water. And they will love dipping into that. So there we go, there's a sushi roll. Okay, I'm super excited about the next dish because this is one of my firm favourites in the household, which I've developed. And it's a calcium-rich milkshake without the milk, okay? The basis is these lovely sesame seeds. I'm using white ones today. You could use black sesame to get a different colour. So I've soaked about 200 grams sesame overnight. I'm going to discard this soaking water and then top up with some fresh water. And this is a really nice complement or variation to the rice milk that I mentioned. It doesn't require any cooking. So the sesame seed is full of lovely calcium. Now, this is a NutriBullet, so you could use a food processor of your own. Okay, and then put it through the sieve. And I actually do this several times whilst I'm making a batch. So I might do that about 3 times, keep topping it up with water. I'll show you. And this sesame pulp, you could use in all sorts of ways. They could make cookies. They could become a topping on a dish that you bake. Yeah, so it goes nice and crispy. They could go in your bircher muesli or in a porridge or a cereal. But that's our lovely sesame milk, so it's really, really effective. So I'll show you how I reuse that again. I'm going to top that up with water again. Okay, so this is the second run. So the seeds were soaked overnight and then blitzed up. Okay, and then the fun bit arrives, where the children can dictate what they'd like in their milkshake, though they might like it plain. But when I discovered this not that long ago, I was really excited because it was the first time I'd given my children a milkshake. And in fact, it was over the summertime. We experimented with all different flavours every day, or for many days. And it was great. So you can reserve that pulp, as I said. So today I'm going to do a mixed fruit milkshake. Often it's nice to add banana because you get that sweetness. I'm going to add some berries for the colour. And I might add a little bit of almond butter to give it a bit more richness, okay? The other ideas we liked and discovered were banana, cocoa powder. It's a yummy one with almond butter. What else did we like? Vanilla. Oh, banana on its own. There's lots of ideas you can go for. And if you want it extra sweet, you could always add in some rice syrup. I don't use sugar, but this is a sweetener made from the whole brown rice grain. It's mellower than, for example, agave, but it still offers a really nice sweetness. If you try and use black sesame seeds, it comes out in this funny grey colour, which is really interesting. It's just nice to have a bit of a surprise one day. And I'm getting the unhulled variety, so they're whole, yeah? So for the baby, you'd probably want to keep that quite plain to start with. And then add a small amount of fruit If you have got children as well in the household, you might want to make this as it is with all the ingredients and then maybe dilute it a bit for the baby, so add a bit more of the plain sesame milk back in. Because it might be quite sweet for them. Okay, so there you go, there's a nice pink milkshake. So there you have your calcium-rich milkshake for the children and for us too.